Hello there and welcome to this short video which aims to give you an introduction on the use of OneFile. Now, a disclaimer right up front, OneFile can be perceived to be quite a complex system, but it is assured that after regular use that you will very much get used to this system. OneFile is your e-portfolio, or your presence or your location, where all of your evidence is collated in order that Train Together at the end of your journey can present this to an awarding body for certification, or for an apprenticeship we can bundle up all of your work and present that as part of your portfolio. OneFile is the methodology or the system used to interact with your tutor coach regarding generalised messages or getting feedback from assignment work that you've submitted. This video is only going to be fairly short, purely because there are areas of OneFile which actually the best way for you to become orientated is for you to actually do it yourself. So the first thing when you log on to OneFile is that you want to ideally achieve a screen similar to that which is presented to you now. The way in which you do that is by clicking on the portfolio link underneath the home link on the left hand side. Now, a point to note is that this is missing on this video purely because this is a trainer coach account, but you will see the link that says portfolio. Click on that link and the screen will then change from a dashboard presentation of your progress to that which is similar to that you can see right now. Now, we're going to cover a few main areas in this video as part of orientation. Firstly, let's start at the top right hand corner. Next to your name, you can see what looks like a small clipboard, and this means a task list. If there's a number in the blue circle next to it, it means that you've got outstanding tasks. Clicking on that clipboard will open up those tasks, and you are then able to click onto those tasks individually to go to them to complete them. In short, if there's a number in the blue circle next to the clipboard, it means you have outstanding tasks. Next to that is an envelope, and this means your message area. If there is a number in the blue circle next to the envelope, it means you have messages, and it is likely that those messages are from your tutor coach. Please don't ignore them. The preferred method of messages and interacting with your tutor coach is via the message system on OneFile, and there's another video on how to do that. Underneath that, you can see the main learning aim box, and this will then detail all of the relevant courses that you are doing as part of your learning journey. In this case, we can see that this particular account, the Facilities Manager Apprenticeship Standard, the gateway to the endpoint, which is an activity period in preparation of an endpoint assessment, underneath the level 4 diploma in this case, and functional skills that also needs to be completed in maths and English. And finally, at the end there is a Facilities Manager endpoint assessment grading. On the right hand side, you can see a target progress box, which gives you an indication of where you should be at in accordance with the length of your learning journey. And underneath the current progress is then a percentage rate of where you currently are in relation to that. Underneath that, you've got some top lines, as we call it, some bottom line up front. We've got an overall progress percentage, and the key thing to remember about this overall percentage is that it takes into consideration all of these areas here. So don't be too concerned if in the early days this is fairly low. Next to that is the organisation that you're part of. In this case, we've got an account that's relevant to NG. Next to that, your learner status, which will be on target or behind target or needing help or whatever, but this is changed by your tutor coach. And then next to that, off the job. Off the job login is a requirement for those of you on an apprenticeship, and there is another video on how to do that, and we direct you towards that. Underneath that, and the final area, these three main areas here, we can see that there is a light bulb with plans underneath it, an area with assessments, and an area with reviews. The assessment plans area are assessment plans that are set to you by your tutor. clicking in this area and then clicking on the assessment plan and then accepting it will then move this from an assessment plan into an assessment area. Likewise, clicking in this assessment area and clicking on the actual assessment will enable you to download any documents relevant to that assessment, read the requirements of your assessment and your assignment, attach your evidence, and this is the methodology at which your tutor coach will receive your work and submit feedback to you. Finally, the review area, which is a diary-based system of reviews which are done with your tutor coach throughout your entire learning journey. The duration of which depends and varies between anything from 6 to even 9 weeks or longer. Now underneath we can see some other areas here, and at this stage in your learning journey you shouldn't really get wrapped up or concerned too much with these areas. The learning journal, which is a video on, I would strongly advise you to watch, and if you're at the beginning of your journey, indeed that will be played for you. The assessment evidence area, which really should be avoided because whilst you can use this to upload evidence, it will not be linked to any form of criteria or any course in the learning aim box here. So try and refrain from using the camera icon to upload evidence. Let's have a quick look now before we summarise on what's underneath this. Well, we then, as we scroll down, we can see each of these learning aims or each of these courses are then outlined for us and what the various units are. We can see here the Facilities Manager Apprenticeship Standard for the Level 4, the skills, the knowledge and the behaviours required for the apprenticeship. Then we've got the gateway activities here. Then the actual endpoint assessment. And then we get into the meat of the course, if you like, which for, in this case, a level 4 must be completed as part of an apprenticeship. And we have hyperlinks here for all of the units and all of the criteria. Clicking on any of these areas here will then give you a greater understanding of what is required for these outcomes, of which I'm avoiding purely because we're using a live account and I don't really want to put the person's name on the screen. So there we go, a whistle-stop tour of OneFile. Key things to take away: always click on Portfolio to get to this screen. If there's a number in any of these blue circles, you've got activities or messages. Messages are likely direct from your tutor coach. Please don't ignore them. Your overall progress is relevant to all these course areas. Your business organisation that you're part of, learner status, which is done by your tutor coach, and off the job out of a percent there, which needs to reach to 20%, and that is based on your contracted hours per year. And we point you to the direction of the off the job video on how to log that. Underneath that, the assessment plans, which are set to you by your tutor coach, and once you've accepted those, they then go into the assessments area, and this is where you go to download the appropriate documents, upload your work, and generally get the feedback from your tutor coach as to your progress for that particular work. Next to that is the reviews area, a diary system that is used to plan reviews with your tutor coach on your progress throughout your course. Scrolling down through the page, you will then see all of the various learning outcomes and various criteria for the courses, and you can get a deeper understanding of what they are in accordance with your assignment, and maybe that will help you. You're also able to click on those and see your progress as you're progressing throughout your course. In summary, OneFile is your e-portfolio system, and it's used to consolidate all of your evidence so that we can present that to the awarding body for your certification, and of course bundle this evidence together as part of your portfolio for an apprenticeship if you're doing that. OneFile can be perceived to be quite complex, but actually regular use will remove this. And the areas we've covered here for you today, clicking on portfolio, the task list, the message box, the assessment plan and the assessments area and the review area, are what you must know. Log on to OneFile, you can't break it, play around with it and get used to it. It is going to be your continuity throughout the entire of your course. Till next time, take care then. Bye bye.